and co-authors advocate bringing team discipline and constructive conflict into organizational decision making. So unlike the discussions where we're trying to build coalitions to try and exercise influence and to control process, Eisenhardt and her co-authors actually suggest process to really make the most out of the division of labor that exists in the organization, and in particular to really maximize the contribution of the diversity of perspectives within that division of labor. So instead of kind of process control, the process is built in to make sure all voices are heard and to use conflict to try and kind of create a rub of perspectives in the organization to try and get problems resolved. I think interestingly, you can almost see some parallels of they're using a process of the top management team to what would become the expression of maybe a garbage can process that trickled up, where you have people with again with different perspectives, the kind of building of a majority decision. Not everybody's going to necessarily agree, but to really try and generate some level of conflict. That's really the key here. And I think the contrast we want to draw is this notion of an executive process versus an organizational process in trying to make good decisions in organizations. Um, Pay particular attention to the role the skilled executive leader can play in facilitating the processes discussed. Um, this process of the good fight could well be the endpoint in a garbage can process as well. And so it's not exclusionary to it. In fact, it may be at our best how organizations make these take advantage of choice opportunities and really come up with the very best of decision. Pay attention to, and this is one of the real challenges, is how do we keep emotional content in check. We saw this discussed also in the group decision making. Unsurprisingly, it comes up again in what would be an executive team decision making in a choice opportunity, and how what kind of work is needed to keep things focus on analysis and issues and not positions and emotion, and then also the kind of techniques that are used to preserve social relationships, as we've chatted about in some of the earlier, in context of the earlier reading. There is this notion in organizations of the shadow of the future, and how the knowledge that we have ongoing in future relationships serves to kind of discipline current day processes, and also the awareness of it is part of the factor that allows us to maintain social relationships while disagreeing. So it's a good thing to watch for in this article.